college-age Eric Stempinski was sat at the table with me. He would look at me and say, "Yo, say something good about me." And then he'd say, "Nah, just kidding." Getting used to yo was something that it took me a while. In the Midwest, when we were in Milwaukee, where I was the coach at UW Milwaukee, we weren't used to guys coming up and saying, "Yo!" So it took me a little while to get used to that. But eventually I was able to get Eric to say at least, "Yo, coach!" And Paulie, I mean, all of the guys, the Philadelphia area guys were fantastic. But that linguistic challenge was something that took a while to get used to. I would describe Eric, being an English person, Eric would fit the description of what we would call someone who's cheeky. Now, cheeky, I have the dictionary definition of cheeky here. It means, this is from the dictionary, it means boldly rude, impudent, or disrespectful in a usually playful or appealing way. Now, I think I would dilute some of that because Eric I don't think he was disrespectful. I think he was definitely cheeky. I think the best way to describe him was, kind of a diluted cheeky. My assistant coach and I are from England, and we used to say he is cheeky all the time. But that's an endearing thing. It's a term of endearment rather than a criticism. So I don't know who wrote that dictionary definition, but I would describe him as an envelope pusher. He always pushed the envelope on, things, whether that was soccer related, whether that was socially, whether that was the things he would dare to do, and subsequently, and there are people that can talk much more comprehensively about his life after college than I, but even in college he was an envelope pusher and he was cheeky. So there was an incident where word got to me that Eric was moaning about something and he was not happy with, I think it came down to he was not happy with his playing time. Now, anybody that's played in college or has been around college soccer will know that that's the golden ticket, is playing time. As long as you play, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, as long as you play. Now I could go on for half an hour about that, but we won't. So anyway, word comes to me that Eric has said this team in Milwaukee, which is Division 1, is not as good as his Ohio Wesleyan team, which was Division 3. Those players are better because he'd gone there for a semester before he came to Milwaukee. Well, the word gets to me and I thought, oh, okay. So I have him come in the office and he bounces in, he's kind of like, he's not sure what he's been called in for. And I said, "So, you think that Ohio Wesleyan is a better team than UW Milwaukee?" And he's like, that kind of like. So he says, "Well, no, I was just frustrated, coach. I was just." So I don't want to use the language I used on that particular day, but I made it very clear to him that if he would like to go back to Ohio Wesleyan, I would certainly encourage it, and that he should go as soon as possible. But to his credit, I mean, he's just upset. Athletes get upset. Just didn't know how to handle it, and was kind of, I'm sure he was venting to somebody. Someone ratted him out, which is kind of the worst part of that. But he stayed, and things changed from there on. I think he kind of saw, I've got to earn it, and earn it he did. Forgive my shaky hands here. I'm dealing with Parkinson's, so let's think about Eric in two different kind of environments, and I'll just tell you a couple of quick stories, and then I'll get out of your way. On the road, traveling on the road at UW Milwaukee I always enjoyed it because we'd get away from Thursday till Sunday, and you could really focus the team. And you know, so we'd always do pretty well on the road. When we played at home, you couldn't isolate them, you know, as easily, and so, you know, you didn't know whether somebody had been out late or somebody was doing homework or whatever. Just getting them focused on the road was much easier. So I would, for each away game where we were going to play 2 games, Thursday and Sunday, I would give them all $60. Now they had to make that last by hook or by crook until the whole, you know, till the end of the trip. So we give them $60. We stop somewhere, probably in Indiana or in Ohio. We're on our way to who knows where, somewhere, probably Cleveland or somewhere, Detroit. So we stop in Indiana, and they all get off, and the guys all get off. Tony comes back with his Twixes, like 5 packs of Twixes. You think I didn't notice, didn't you? Tony loved the Twix. So Eric comes back on the bus, and Louis Bennett and I are both sat up front, and Eric comes in, and he said, "What you got?" Because they were supposed to just go off and get a snack and go to the bathroom. Eric comes back with a beer can holder, and it's a naked woman bent over backwards. So I said to him, "What are you doing? You're spending your meal money on that?" And he goes, "But coach, it was half price." I mean, cheeky. And Paulie was with him too, so I don't let him off the hook. And Louis Bennett told me this story also about Eric on campus, you know, because let's just say their dedication to academics was like my dedication to astrophysics. So one day Eric met with Louis, and he said, and Louis said, "Listen, you've got to pull up your grades. You've got to like really concentrate." And Eric said, "Well, how am I going to do that? You know, what do you suggest?" And Louis said, "You need to go to the library and study in the library." And Eric said, "But coach, there's so many books." So it's funny for me to hear earlier today that he actually likes books. He sure didn't when he was in Milwaukee. There's a special bond that is created between teammates. It's there every season. The strength of it varies depending on the character of the people who are on that team. Paul, Tony, David, you know, we're all part of that team. Some of the biggest fans, a couple of their biggest fans are here. For them, it was all about competition for sure, but it was also a labor of love, a fraternal brotherhood that was created amongst them that has seen them. That's why they're here. I mean, that's why they wouldn't miss being here because Eric was so important to them. I mean, this cheeky little guy, you know, was a big presence in our team. You know, he always had plenty to say, that's for sure. but he galvanized the team because, you know, he'd make us laugh, he'd make us smile. I don't know what he was doing at night time or on the weekends. I mean, that's up. They can tell you that. That's not. I don't take that to be any of my business. But yeah, the priest was great today. And while I'm up here, Ed, where's Ed? Ed, you were amazing today. So I'll close by just saying. To those 3 guys that were on my team, I love you. You don't always get to say that. I'm saying it publicly, and I mean it. And I love Derek. I love all of you guys, and keep loving each other and kind of doing for other people what Eric did for you, which is to raise you and elevate you as people. And you already do. Tony does fantastic work in the community. If you don't know, check out the Sane Foundation. He's doing remarkable work that Eric was actually helping with. David has been successful in his field, and they're great people. So if you haven't had a chance to chat with them, please do that after. Paul, as you know, is more than a successful college coach, he's a producer of fantastic people that come out of his program. And that's important to us. These are fantastic people, and I love all of them. So, friends and family, I wish you love, strength, and patience as we remember the cheeky and wonderful Eric.
Thank you.